Quran. Joining me now, well-known criminal lawyer Tanveer Ahmed Mir. Thanks for joining us, Tanveer ji. Where do you stand, sir? Where do you stand? Do you believe this is a man who's a terror preacher and should action be taken against him?
Look, these are two different propositions. Whether action should be taken against a person, it depends upon whether a person is found to have contravened any prevalent law of India, which provides a remedial, mechanism of prosecution in criminal law or action to be taken in civil law or something of that side. But if you take criminal action against somebody, what we should not forget that there's always presumption of innocence in favor of accused. That's a constitutional paradigm which stands for thousands of years.
Fair enough.
Now, what we should not forget is that till date, I don't know for how many years this Dr. Zakir Naik has been in operation, but till date there is no criminal offense, no state FIR registered against him in any part of India under section 153A, 153B or any other provisions of penal code which provide for criminal prosecution for,
but let me put it this way,
attacking
Tanveer sir, while you say this, a lot of my viewers on Periscope, a lot of my viewers on Periscope and Facebook, Tanveer sir, saying that if Zakir Naik can be held guilty for hurting religious sentiments, for the kind of statements he makes, for the interpretation he gives about Quran, there is one view that he is ending up hurting the sentiments of the majority community. Can action be taken against him on that front?
Well, it depends. You see, any person who goes to a law enforcement agency with a criminal complaint, let's not forget that the burden is on that person to prove his case beyond reasonable doubt. But let me tell you, there is another narrative and paradigm to it. What I'm seeing most disgustingly is that sections of media are running hate tirade campaigns against this person. Even before this person has been formally prosecuted, there's no FIR yet. Despite what has happened in Bangladesh, and you have yourself stated that the Star newspaper is now apologizing to this gentleman, wherever he is and wherever he is operating from. But you cannot run a hate tirade program and indulge in being the complainant,
but how do you make a distinction, sir?
Then being the prosecutor, then being the judge, jury,
but how do you
and also being the executioner.
I agree with you, but Tanveer sir, then how do you make a distinction? Because some of the points he makes,
I'll tell you how you make a distinction.
Some of the points he makes could well be interpreted as his attempt to hurt one particular section of Indian population.
Well, that depends. I don't know when these statements have been made. I was, actually, I followed your news program and that lady journalist, Miss Nair's interview with Zakir Naik, and he said that, all his videos where he has been saying something about Osama bin Laden are all fudged. Let's not forget, in 2014, the Supreme Court passed a very landmark judgment in PV Anwar, on electronic evidence, which is commonly used in every court of law in India. And they said that, look here, electronic evidence is something which is very much susceptible to overlapping, superimposition. So we don't know, unless and until a formal inquiry is not done. The media cannot, suddenly, for example, now here one quotation I am seeing on a number of channels is that every Muslim should be a terrorist. But this is being now blared on top level gramophones without the context in which it has been said. Your channel definitely has been saying it, that it was said in a particular context.
Yes.
I don't hold a brief from some Zakir Naik. I don't know who he is.
Fair
if
enough.
he has violated the law of the land, he should be taken to cleaners.
That's my position as well.
Does that mean that the media channels should hold him, already convict and condemn him before a trial?
All right, Tanveer sir, thank you so much for joining us and giving us a very clear legal perspective there. It frankly is a race to the bottom. I often believe that this race for TRPs, which exists amongst various television channels, is not taking us higher, it's only taking us lower. Time for us perhaps to really start looking at facts and just facts.